because one thing that I think is very, how do I say this? One thing I think is kind of like a travesty or like a something that's very unfortunate with each state, but like the country as a whole, is that with how they go about the national presidential election, right? It's all like for a whole year, that's all they talk about. We have the presidential coming, debates, and Trump is doing his rally over here. Kamala is doing a rally where Taylor Swift is going to perform, but she doesn't actually show up. And then, so then, it's all this stuff, right? Like it's national news. It's getting all this coverage, right? And you know exactly. Don't forget to get out to vote November 6th. Blah, blah, blah. Like you know exactly everything, right? But nobody knows when their governor races are, when their senator races are, when their congressional races are, when their local races are for their mayor, for, like nothing. They know nothing about that. And then understandably, but also kind of brought them by yourselves in the same note, they're upset about shit that's going on right in their hometown, in their city, and in their state. And they blame who? The president, who can't do anything about that. For 9 times out of 10, the president cannot do anything about that. That falls down to the governor, to the mayor, to all the way going down to where you are specifically, that elected leadership. And I wish that at least in the state that you're in, your governor races, even your senator and congressional races, you know, just in the state, because they have the ability to propagandize just locally in the state.
Oh yeah.
That they had that type of coverage so everybody knew and they could get out to vote. And then the same thing when it comes to the city, when the mayor races are, when whatever like that, right? And then like and just what, I don't care what it is. It's like people need to be properly informed on what's going on, and we're busy as shit. That not everybody has the ability to understand and know what's going on when these elections are. And it's not, and honestly, it's not easy to find 9 times out of 10 when your local elections are, because you're trying to figure out, okay, well, I need to go to the Chamber of Commerce or the City Hall page, and then you're trying to navigate this archaic fucking online page that hasn't been updated since 1996, and you just you can't figure this shit out, and you don't have time to try to figure out, because what, you're a working parent trying to support your family, and you're working 10-12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then you got shit to do. Like, it's bullshit that you don't have that type of coverage for your own state, city, local elections that we do for the national election. And therefore our areas and states, and some states, are deteriorating because shitty leadership and shitty bills keep getting passed through on the local and state levels, because nobody gets out to vote when they need to, because they have no idea what's going on. And that is not their fault. I would say it's not really their fault 99% of the time, because what makes these people think that, or not the citizens, but the government people think that we're really going to have the ability to be working full time, supporting our families, to sit there and research every single thing that the government is doing and all the bills, and when to go vote on all this shit. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I agree 100%. So, and I think one of the big problems with, everything from the gubernatorial and everything state related is, well, hell, even federal most of the time, is there's too many uneducated voters out there where all they do is they go, if you can get them to the polls, then all they do is they either look at the ballot and they're like, I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are. And they check Republican or Democrat and, just vote party, or
just vote the party line. Yeah.
Or what they'll do is they fucking sit there, and whether they know someone's policies or not, they're like, I think I remember seeing that person's name. I'm
Yeah.
gonna vote for that one. I think I remember seeing that one. I'm gonna vote for that one, not knowing what they knew. And that's one of the big times whenever any publicity, whether it's good publicity, bad publicity, it gets stuck in these dumbass, uneducated voters' heads, and they just go down and they're like, "Oh, I remember that name, so I'm gonna check that one. I must like them if I remember them." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of fucked up, and that's why I've said it before. I kind of think that the states should, and possibly federal government should do a voter incentive where, if you go down to vote, like they give you a fucking $50 voucher. They give you this, like, you know what I mean?
I so instead of that, because I feel like that would lead to more government waste. Personally, I feel like if you have proof that you voted, that
You
should
get a tax
reflect on
write
your
off.
taxes.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
better. You're right. You're
I
right.
like,
I
yeah,
like that.
I think that would give so much more incentive, because can you imagine how much of a turnout you would get on so many elections and bills, like going to vote on a bill to pass or to be rejected, because it doesn't matter, because it should be for any vote, not
Yeah.
just elections. I'm talking any vote.
Oh
If you
yeah.
want
Yeah.
more participation from the citizens, then give them incentive. If
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, hey, here's your proof of vote, keep it for your taxes, because again, then that puts a little bit of responsibility on the voter, because if they do not keep that form to file with their
Mhm.
taxes, then they don't get the write-off.
Oh yeah, it's like when you donate to Goodwill and they give you the little printout that, for $250 that you have to show whenever you get your taxes done.
Uh-huh.
Like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's smart.